And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, back with another episode here in this NCAA 25 Coaching Carousel Dynasty. And we continue with UConn here, the offensive coordinator of the UConn Huskies. And so far, this season has been started out pretty well for us. We beat Maryland by 25 points there. We beat FCS Southeast by 12 the next week, and we kind of crushed Duke. I mean, our defense played exceptionally well against them in that game. We're coming off of our first loss of the season, though, against Arizona, who is now number 12 in the nation after that game. So how do we recover after a loss like that here going into this week? We'll see. We're starting off against Buffalo here, the Bulls from the MAC, and so far they are 2-2 on the season, 0-1 in the MAC conference. And they've traded wins and losses this season so far. And, Buffalo, they're only a 73 overall, so they are lower rated than we are right now. And looking at some stats here, some just updates. And Nick Evers so far this season, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and just over 1,000 passing yards, just over 100 completions on the season so far. And, he's coming off a couple of pretty good games. I'd say he played pretty well against Arizona. And then we have Cam Edwards, and we're going to be sure to try and use him pretty well, and we're going to use him often in this game against Buffalo here today. 8 touchdowns for him already on the season, 417 total yards. He didn't have a great rushing day against Arizona after he ran all over the Duke Blue Devils. He kind of had a down week last week against Arizona. They were able to stop him pretty well, but we're going to lean on him a lot. Victor Rosa's got 227 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Nick Evers has 75 yards on the ground as well. And the receiving core here, TJ Sheffield has really suddenly emerged as, one of the best players on our offense right now, and as one of the best players on our team at the moment. He has been excellent, and he's really coming up as our best wide receiver. He's got the most yards on the team at the moment. Victor Rosa's behind him, right behind him, though. He's got the most touchdowns on the team with 3 of them. But Sheffield's the only other guy with multiple touchdowns so far on our roster. Then you got Bryce Yates, who, has 4 sacks on the season. Julian Simone has 3 of them so far. And then you have 2 interceptions by our defense right now, one by Isaiah Davis and another by Malcolm Bell. And then fumbles, we haven't forced a lot of them this season. Actually, I don't think we have forced any of them this year, actually. And our kicker, Chris Freeman, he's doing better than our kicker in another franchise. He has so far a pretty good 5 for 8. And look at Buffalo. This is the Bulls here, and they are led by quarterback C.J. Agbana. He's a senior, so only a 72 overall player, and, decent ratings overall. But he's not really anything super crazy that we have to deal with. He is a little bit of a scrambler, and so that will be something that our defense is going to have to contend with, is, being able to contain him and not let him run outside of the pocket when he, trying to give him that chance of running outside of the pocket. We don't want him to be able to do that in this game. And you look at the running back there, Barksdale is their number 1 rusher. He's only got 190 or 81 yards. And you got Albana there with 95 yards. Lamar Sperling only has 19 carries, but has 92 yards so far in the season. So he's been pretty effective and has a lot of running yards per carry, it seems like. Leading receiver for them is Chance Morrow. He's got 4 touchdowns. Nick McMillan also has 4 touchdowns as well, and both of them over 200, or at least 240 yards. Passing, J.J. Jenkins is 75 overall. Has 1 touchdown as well, 227 yards. And Jake Orlando is their tight end. And you look at this roster, and overall, the roster is not that great here on this team, and it's not as good of a roster as we even have. And then here's the defense. This is guys to focus on defensively. You got Folson there. You got White, George Wolo, has a sack as well, but not a ton of sacks overall as a team. Their best offensive player is for sure Sean Dolak, and he's a senior and he's got good IQ, decent pass rush. The pass rushing is not his strength necessarily, but he's got a ton of power and he's an excellent run stopper. And he's an 82 overall without any boost or anything. So yeah, 85 tackle and 84 pursuits. Those stats are really good for him. So he's definitely a defender to watch out for us on the defensive end. And only one forced fumble this year for them. Justin Davis Summers has recovered 2 fumbles this year in total. So I believe that's 4 or 5 turnovers. 3 of 3 on field goals so far. But yeah, this is their roster. So Sean Dolak, their best player. George Willow is their second best player. Fuqua, a free safety there, is also near the top of this roster. But they don't have, one guy, Sean Dolak, is their only guy that's over an 80 overall on this roster. So here we go, on to this matchup. 3-1 on the season so far for the UConn Huskies, looking to bounce right back after getting a loss in this season. And TJ Sheffield, again, this is a guy that we're going to have to really be looking at. He's 2 games in a row of over 100 receiving yards. He had 103 receiving yards in the first game that we had last week. Then he had even more than that against Arizona. He is quickly becoming one of our stars, and he's there recovering, or at least receiving that onside kick, and he's going to go out onto the field leading the offense right now. And there is Nick Evers. Again, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for him. And on the season, 367 yards per game this year for UConn. That's pretty good. That's about, what I wanted to see from our offense this season. We are one of the top teams, or one of the most balanced teams in the entire league going into tonight's game. On that first down play, we give it to Edwards, and he gets a good gain, and then we give it to him again here on 3rd down and 2, and he goes right up the middle and gets a lot of yards there. He only had 20 yards rushing in total against Arizona last week, so definitely want to get him involved and get that ground game working. Now we give it to Rosa, who's going to bounce to the outside, and Victor Rosa is going to move up to the 15-yard line. He had 35 yards and a touchdown last week, and already in the red zone to the 15-yard line is UConn here. Their first possession of the game. We didn't start the ball with the game with the ball, but now we have it, and that's a sack though. CJ Bazile going up the middle and taking down Ewers, who just stood in the pocket for a little bit too long there. Got to get that ball out of your hand, and that was a 3rd down and really long. And they're going to dump it off, and that is caught by Gatherings, but there's not going to be a chance to get the first down. So, UConn here going for a field goal. Chris Freeman has got that one to go, and he gets his 6th kick of the season. The 6th field goal for him successfully kicked this year. And UConn kind of having to settle there on that drive for 3 points after the sack. Now it's a toss play here to the outside, and whoa, Cam Edwards has got space. He's upended, but not before he goes past the 40-yard line. And he's already got more yards than he had against Arizona in like 2 plays in this game. So he's running the ball well. 4 minutes left in this quarter here, and we're going to toss it to the outside. That's a good reception, and another first down. Already our 5th one of the game, and that's number 81. That is actually an offensive lineman, I believe, there that came in, substituted, and made that catch as play action, and that guy was not blocked. And Sean Dolak came right up the middle, unblocked, and absolutely took him down. And Evers sacked again for the 2nd time. We're going to go for a screen. And Rosa's got some space. Comes back to the inside and does get a first down back to the line of scrimmage and gets a first. That's a huge play and a 2nd down and long. Another play action here is actually going to be a wide receiver screen. And going up the middle is Skylar Bell. He's got a good reception there. 12-yard catch. And UConn inside of the 10. Looking to strike pay dirt here. 1st down and goal with 2 minutes to go in this quarter. There's a handoff. And Edwards up the middle. And he is going to make it into the end zone. Touchdown number 9 for him on the season. And we've been trying to utilize him a lot in this game early, and he has gotten a lot of action already. 7-yard touchdown run. Our defense has been excellent so far, but it looks like there actually ended up being a turnover right there on the punt. And Justice David Summers recovered it for Buffalo. So Buffalo had got the football back in there, and Chance Morrow catches a 30-yard touchdown catch there. So a little bit of a turnover. That's not even something that I had no control over that, but that is going to be a turnover, and then we throw a pick here. This one is caught and intercepted, number 12 there on the defense for Buffalo, but it might be coming back, and it will be. That's pass interference on the defense there on Marcus Fuqua, so the interception wiped off the board. Luckily here, 7-10 game as we're in the second quarter now. 2nd down and 10, lobbing it out. That one's caught. Broken tackle for Gatherings, and he's into the other team territory. He's into Buffalo territory now near the 40-yard line. Good throw out there on 2nd down and 10. And, running the shallow crossing routes. And now it's a 3rd down and 5, and it's a run up the middle with Edwards. Got 52 yards on only 6 carries. And now it's a 4th down and pretty long here. 51-yard field goal. This is the longest field goal that we've tried with Freeman, and it's up, and it is no good. It's going to be short. I don't know. Maybe Freeman can make that. He had that one pretty right down the middle. He just didn't have enough leg on it, and I didn't bring the meter all the way up. And maybe if I did, that could have been made. I don't really know if that is within his range or not, honestly. But Buffalo doesn't score off of it. We do another toss play here. Nice move, a juke move there by Edwards. Gets him a couple of extra yards on that play as he is all the way up to midfield already with that one run. And we give it back to the ground again. And there's a run up the middle, but we're not going to get the 1st down. We are right at midfield. And it looks like here in the second quarter, we're going to go up to the line and we're going to go for it. It looks like that was a play call to see what we could get on 3rd down and go for it on 4th. And we're going to go for it here. And Edwards is going to run up the middle and get a 1st down. And I like that play call there. Running on 3rd and short to set up a 4th and really short opportunity. It's another toss play. What a move here by Edwards. He's taken off inside of the 20-yard line. He's already over 100 yards on the ground here in this first half. And UConn is on the move again. Nice move there in space. And now back to pass. Going over the middle. It's caught. And it's a touchdown for guess who? T.J. Sheffield. He is 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. And it might be his first catch of this game, at least the first catch that we've shown you in this game tonight, as he was running the in route there on this mesh play, and he was wide open here on this one. I mean, beats the defender easily, and that's an easy toss from Evers right there. Over 100 yards passing for him now. That's a touchdown. That is his 8th, as it's a give, and going to the outside, getting some space. And look at that run by Victor Rosa. He just beats everybody else to the outside of the field there and ends up getting a big 1st down. So our defense getting a stop. Our offense is back out on the field. We do get the screen pass off. And there goes Sheffield. He's got open space. And he is all the way down to the 10. He gets upended. A pretty hard tackle right there at the 10-yard line. But another 1st down and a good screen pass there. Evers just barely got that football away. Nearly. I mean, he got hit as he threw it. And now it's 1st and 10. He's going to get the football back here again. He's trying to scramble, though. And he loses it. It is picked up by Buffalo. And now taking it the other way. And getting tackled as he moves up to the 40, inside the 40-yard line. That is a huge fumble recovery, recovered by C.J. Bazile, and George Wallow, who we focused on going into the game, was right in the mix there, and he stripped that ball away. Nick Evers, I mean, he had a fumble issue. He fumbled both of the games that we showed you last week and the last couple of games for UConn, and he fumbles here now as UConn was trying to get some offensive momentum going. And fortunately, our defense doesn't allow any points off of that turnover. We haven't allowed a lot of points off of our turnovers this season. Victor Rosa there on a slant pattern, and he had some space. A good toss from Evers there, creating some separation and putting it in a spot where only he could catch it. And our defense doesn't give up any points off of that turnover. That was a huge stop right there. So we now have the ball back, and we have it in plus territory. Now we're going to drop it off to our running back, and there goes Edwards, making a play in the receiving game, and he's all the way down inside of the 10-yard line. UConn has really been able to move the ball with ease so far in this first half. We're going to give it to Edwards. Edwards carrying the defender along with them to the goal line. 127 yards on the ground, and now they're only a yard away. Second down and goal. It's going to be a give, and that's up the middle. That is Darrell Robinson. As our freshman running back here, we've tried to involve him a little bit in the offense. He's going to get his second rushing touchdown of the season. He also has a receiving touchdown this year. And I love getting him involved. I love seeing him involved. As that one is, the extra point is off of the uprights and no good. Just a little bit too much power right there on that extra point attempt. So it's 23-7 as UConn in control in this game. We are going to have a sack happen here as looks like Red Murdoch was in the mix right there. And now we're all the way back to the 5-yard line. And not great vision here from Edwards. He doesn't have anywhere to really go, but he ran into his own blocker. So we punted it there, but Buffalo, they had good field position. They didn't take advantage of it, and there's a throw over the middle. That one's intercepted. Sean Dolak was there sitting back in coverage, and, you know, he's already sacked us once, and now he comes up with a huge interception. That's his second pick of the year. So Buffalo will score off of that. They get a field goal there, and there's a toss. That's a catch. Nick Harris making his first catch of the, or actually his second catch of the game. Now we're all the way into the fourth quarter here as there's another toss play to the outside and getting a lot of yards there, getting inside of the 40. There's Cam Edwards. He's up to 150 yards now. It's a third down and 13. Trying to basically have a put-away drive right here, but wow, Buffalo read that screen pass perfectly, and we're going to have to punt it. And Buffalo does actually take the football right down the field and score. So now it's only a 6-point game. Here's going to go to Sheffield on the screen pass here. T.J. Sheffield is across the 45-yard line for a first down. And Evers there sitting at 259 yards passing. Third down and 3. Only a couple more first downs. Should seal this one for us. That's a pass play. Brett Buckham making a grab right there. That's a good catch and run. As UConn is back on the move here. 7 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. The biggest drive of the game. It's a speed option off to Evers and Edwards, excuse me. He's going to get a first down. And I'm not sure how many first downs we have in this game, but it's quite a bit. I mean, we haven't had a lot of third down situations. That's a great catch right there by Brett Buckham through traffic. Third catch of the game for him. And that one was huge. Now it's a third and goal from the 3. Going back to pass and completing it. But nowhere for Harris to go after the catch. And it's 4th and goal. And we're going to go for it here. I don't know how much good it does for us to kick the field goal. We're going to go up the middle with Edwards. And he is going to score. That was a huge drive. That's a huge touchdown right there. Number 10 on the season for Edwards. And we go back up by 2 scores. We're looking to go up fully 2 touchdowns here. A 2-point try as we're going to go into the end zone. That is caught by Gatherings right there in the end zone. And it's a 2-point conversion successful. So up by 2 touchdowns here. Our defense, 4th down and 8. Big time to play here. They do get the first down on a 15-yard reception there. But then Price Yates comes in there for a sack. Now it's a 4th down and 18. And our defense is going to stop them there. Good stop defensively. And with 2 minutes left in this game is basically over here. We're going to win at the middle, and that's just padding of the stats. My goodness. What a good day on the ground for Cam Edwards, and that is going to do it. No more timeouts for Buffalo here. We're going to take a knee, and we're going to win this game here by 2 touchdowns. So, UConn taking this one. Only 8 points in the second half in this game for us. And it was a game that did kind of get close at one point. I mean, they were within 6 points in this game. But I feel like we had control for basically the entirety of this game. And we take it 31-17. So that's our 4th win of the season. And a 4-1 record here. Yeah, this is better than I expected us to start this season. And the offense today was really, really good. We ran the ball very, very well total today. I mean, I think we had a very balanced approach to the offense in this game, and it really worked for us. You look at that total offense, over 500 yards of total offense for us in this game. That's a huge number right there. And you look on the other side, 234 for Buffalo here. Under 100 yards rushing for them. We had 224 yards on the ground. 46 times we carried the football. We just ran the ball throughout the entire game. We ran it really, really well all night. 22 of 41 there for completions. 1 touchdown through the air. Almost 300 passing yards through the air for Evers. Only 133 passing yards for Buffalo. They did not throw the football very well at all. And they were awful on third downs in this game. 2 of 15 in that department. That's a big reason why they lost today. And for us, 8 for 18 on third down. That's pretty good. We were 2 for 2 on fourth down. Got a 2-point conversion. 71% in the red zone because we nailed the football down when we had the ball in the red zone last possession. But we did lose the turnover battle 3-0. I mean, 2 of those, one of those was on a punt. So not really my fault, can't control it, but we threw an interception and we had a couple of fumbles that we lost, but dominated time of possession in this game, really controlled the football the whole way. And for Nick Evers, a pretty decent game for him overall, 22 of 41, 293 yards, a touchdown and an interception, a completion percentage of 53%. I don't know, that's a pretty decent performance. I don't know if that's his best that we've seen him play this year. I think against the level of competition, he played better against Arizona last week. And then TJ Agbana only passed 18 times and only had a 50% completion percentage. Just was not very good. Cam Edwards today was absolutely fantastic. 7.1 average yards per carry for him today. 24 rushes for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is awesome to see. Victor Rosa, he only had 14 carries and he had 81 yards. So he popped off on the ground as well today. And you look at the rushing for them, only 63 rushing yards for DeCrest Burksdale with a touchdown. So overall, defense played really well in this game also. Nick Harris, look at our receiving. No one receiver absolutely dominated in this game. TJ Sheffield did have a touchdown though, and it was actually the only guy to have a touchdown in this game for us. But Nick Harris had 4 catches. Sheffield had 4 catches, and so did Victor Rosa. Sheffield did have the most yards total. Gatherings had 3 catches for 56 yards. This is probably the most spread out that we've actually seen in terms of just how many guys made catches today and how well we spread the ball around. We spread the ball around pretty well today, I'd say. Only 4 guys caught passes today for Buffalo, and Chance Moore, the only guy to really have a standout game. He had almost the entirety of the receiving yards in this one for Buffalo. And we look at the defense here, and our defense was really good in this game. Monty, the third, had 8 solo tackles, or 7 solo tackles, 8 total tackles. Only 2 sacks in this one. Monty had 1, and then Price Yates also had 1. And no turnovers forced by our defense or anything, but overall our defense played pretty well, and it really didn't allow them to convert on third downs or put a lot of long drives together in this one. And then you look at Buffalo's defense, yeah, George Wello have a pretty big sack and a strip on us. And then Bazile had a sack. Son Dolak had a sack and an interception. He had a really good game for them on defense. And then Murdoch and Fulton had sacks as well. So they had 4 sacks against us in this game. They're able to apply pressure pretty decently well, actually. And then they also had 2 forced fumbles on top of that. Justin Davis-Summers and Wolo had those. And then Justin Davis-Summers had 2 fumble recoveries. And Bazile also had 1 as well. So that is going to do it for that game. And those are the stats for that game here as we move on to the next week. And Cam Edwards, for that performance, is going to get Independent Player of the Week for, 172-yard performance in that game. And before we move on to our next game of this episode, we're going to touch on recruiting just a little bit here. And we are scheduling a visit for Jamison Ware. Actually, we are hard selling on Jamison Ware right there. We're all in on Josh Trahan right now at the moment. And we are looking to schedule a visit for him. We're going to schedule a visit for him right there in that week, and we're going to set it to proximity to home. And then Nolan Cleveland as well. We got 40 points to spare, so we're going to schedule a visit, another one here. And we're going to schedule it for week 10 for Nolan Cleveland against James Madison. And we're going to pitch him for playing style. Right now we're putting 25 points on him. We don't have any commits right now at the moment, but I think that will change here fairly soon. I think we should see some more commits pretty soon. Ari Anaku, we moved up on his board. Unfortunately, though, Brian McEllery has committed to Boston College, so we invested quite a lot of points onto him, and it didn't really go anywhere, so that's unfortunate there. But Jaquez Lasso here, we're going to offer a scholarship to him. He's a strong safety. Nobody else has offered a scholarship to him at the moment. It looks like Jeff Menzie might be committing pretty soon. And then Angel Nash, a right outside linebacker from Plant City, Florida. Nobody is offering anything to him right now. We're going to offer him a scholarship, see where that goes. And then Nolan Cleveland, we're going to put 25 points back on him here. That's our last points of the week, and that is what we're going to finish off this week with here. And again, as I mentioned, we don't have any recruits right now, so we are the last recruiting class. And actually, kind of surprising, USC, number 10 in the nation, or in the top 10 in the nation, they don't have any recruits either at this point in the season. But we are playing well right now, and we're looking to resume a winning streak this season here. We're playing against the Temple Owls, and Temple this year has been right on par with where we are. They are 4-1 as well, and their only loss of the season was to an Oklahoma team that's right now ranked in the top 5. So that's not a loss to be mad about really at all, and they played them pretty tough. Or maybe not. They got kind of blown up by them, but still, that's a game that you're supposed to lose. That they beat Navy, they beat Coastal Carolina by 2 scores, and they kind of crushed Utah State, and then they also beat Army as well. The Army 3-1, so that was their first loss of the season, and they beat them by 17 there. So they're on a 4-game winning streak right now, and they have played pretty well recently. And you look at their quarterback room, and I guess both of these guys have been kind of splitting time and splitting games this season. I mean, they both basically have the same amount of attempts and the same amount of completions this year. Simon has more yards and 8 touchdowns, but neither one of them have thrown a pick yet this year. Forrest Brock is listed there as well, so I don't actually know who's going to start for them in this football game. We'll have to see. And then on the running back side of things, you got Jokez Smith, who's 77 overall, 242 yards on the ground with 1 touchdown. Adams has 1 touchdown as well, 4 catches for 56 yards, or 4 carries for 56 yards. You look at the wide receivers, and John Adams right now leading the league, leading there right now. He's at 6 receiving touchdowns already. That's pretty impressive. And then Zay Bangans, 323 receiving yards. The only other guy to have over 300 receiving yards. Dante Wright is their best overall player that we've seen so far on this roster. He's an 80 overall, and he looks to be a a reliable wide receiver here for Temple. He's got 21 catches this year. And down the list there on the receiving core. And then you look at their offense here, or their defense, excuse me. And Trey Thomas is a star player for them on defense, and he has been really, really good this season. He's got 6 sacks so far this year for Temple. And he's got 83 finesse moves, so that's definitely a strength for him. He's going to be able to use that move to try and get to the quarterback. He's got decent strength, good hit power, got IQ with awareness and play recognition. And, decent quickness. He's not an amazing run stopper, but he's definitely a defensive player we got to watch out for. And then Cameron Stewart has 3 sacks on the season. Eric Stewart, I'm not sure if there's any relation between those guys. It doesn't seem so. They're from different states. But he has a sack as well. Gene has a sack. And Alan Hay has a sack as well. A couple of guys with half a sacks for them this year. 3 interceptions total on the year for them. Troy Richardson has 1, and he's a 77 overall quarterback for them. And his strength is man coverage. He's got really good man coverage. He's got decent zone, I guess, too, but he is better. He's a better man coverage guy. And then Jalen Lewis and Morton have the other interceptions for them on defense. And then fumbles. Looks like only 1 forced fumble this year and no fumble recoveries for their defense this season. So they haven't done that. But here we go into the second game of this episode. 4-1. UConn on a collision course with another school that is 4-1. And Temple. Can we add Temple's winning streak here? Their 4-game winning streak. And both of these games, we're playing them at home here. And another game here in front of the home crowd. And I'm noticing this stadium is pretty full. I mean, it's fuller than it was when the year started. As 2 plays into the game, and Adams goes 80 yards to score a touchdown immediately. So here's the first offensive snap of the game for UConn here, and Evers is taken down. Facing pressure immediately right off the rip here on that first snap, and he gets taken down. A sack here to begin their game for you. That's not a great way for you to start on offense. We're going to go with the screen here, and Gatherings has some space there, and he does get a good chunk of yards. He gets a lot of that back as we now are to the 31-yard line here. 3rd down and relatively short as running out of time and sacked again. Well, there's Trey Thomas. The first time that we've said his name in this game, he gets pressure up on the quarterback. He wasn't blocked there, and he takes us down. Temple gets the football back, and then they go down the field and score a field goal. So they're up 10-0 now. There is a toss play that's caught. That was Nick Harris there, and now trying to scramble as Evers. He loses the ball, and nobody can pick it up right there. We finally end up doing that, as that was actually Cam Edwards who was able to fall back on the football. But here, back in the pocket again, losing the ball again. And recovering it is Temple. My goodness. And, wow, is that Trey Thomas again there to try and get us? Or, yeah, that is. Trey Thomas was there again in the backfield. And right now, about as bad as it can start for us on offense. He's got a forced fumble and 2 sacks already. Our offense has looked really bad. We have just, pressure up all the middle, all over the place. Nick Evers can't find any time to throw the football. And we are down 17-0 already here in the first quarter. Suffice it to say, this is a really monster early drive in this football game for us. We're going to go over the middle here. That one's caught by Buckham, and he's got some good space there. He's across the field, and that might be the first. Oh, no, that's only like the 2nd or 3rd completion of this game for Evers here. We're going to go with a screen pass, trying to get some more relatively easy completions in here for Evers to build up his confidence. Negative 20 rushing yards. That is not good. Unfortunate. But we're trying to drive now, and then we get another first down here. As Victor Rosa's got 14 yards, 4 carries. And we are across the 40, across the 35, actually. We're going to go back over the middle again, and it's Buckham again. That's the second catch of the game. And we are now on the move here. 3rd down and 6. Back to passes. Ewers here. He's looking over the middle. He's going to the end zone. A strike to TJ Sheffield. And he's got the catch. Monster grab here. He was going on the slant pattern, and he catches it through traffic to get his 4th receiving touchdown of the season. That was a great catch here by Sheffield. One more look at it. And good throw here by Ewers as he just gets it right into that window there. Pretty tight window between those two defenders. A 19-yard reception for Sheffield. And look at our defense here. They're giving up a 31-yard run, but then an interception. So Spears there on the defense for us. Picks it off. We have pretty good field position here to start this possession. And we're going to get to the end of the first quarter here. So, you know, not a great start for UConn, honestly. Our defense hasn't been playing well. And, you know, we've already had a turnover. And, I mean, you know, not a lot of time for Evers, but that was the last touchdown drive was a lot to build on, and that's what we got to build on here in this second quarter. We're only down by 10. It's still pretty early on in this game. We got a long way to go here in this one tonight. We get another first down and play action here this time. We're going to try to go out to the outside, and that's incomplete, but Trey Thomas was actually out there in coverage. Oh, no, that number 20. Trey Thomas is number 30, never mind. But that is going to be pass interference on Temple. So we get a penalty, and now we're moving down the field again. Now we're inside of the 25. Another play action pass here, and trying to go to the outside. That ball was dangerously thrown in coverage, and it was nearly intercepted. Now it's a 3rd down and 5. Big 3rd down here early in this football game. As trying to go over the middle. Oh, man. Edwards actually came open there at the end of that play, and Ewers just overshoots him. So that pass is going to fall incomplete. Chris Freeman comes on out of the field there and kicks a field goal through the upright. So we do get points on that drive, and our defense does come up with a stop right after that. So, you know, only down by 7 now as we are trying to put a drive together, maybe to try and tie this game up or at least come a little bit closer. We get another first down. 2nd down and 6. It's a pass again to Buckham, and he's getting a lot more action than he has in a lot of the recent weeks, as only 3 incompletions right now for Ewers. In a 3rd and 1, we're going to run up the middle, and there's a good run. That's the best run of the game for Cam Edwards right there, right up the middle for a gain of about 10 or so. And now on a 3rd down and 7 here. And looking to the outside and trying to hit Buckham there on the outside, and they give him the catch. What a grab right here. Temple, I think, is challenging this play. We'll get one more look at it. And right near the sideline, that looked like a catch to me, and it does, and it is upheld. That's a crazy catch right there by Brett Buckham. How about that grab? So now it's a 3rd down and 10, trying to get to the outside and actually getting there, getting a first down on that 3rd down and 10 is Victor Rosa. That was a huge conversion right there. So now it's goal to go here, and it's a give up the middle, nearing the end zone. Almost there is Edwards. He's got 40 rushing yards today. Now it's a 3rd down and goal, and they're going to try and sneak it in, and they do get there, as Evers is into the end zone for a score. That is his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, and I think I've been saying Ewers like there's a W in that name for some reason. It's actually Evers. I've been kind of mispronouncing his name this whole time. But UConn has come all the way back, roared it back in this game to tie it up. So 17 all here, and only running plays happening right now, but looks like they tried to pass it on that down, and we get a sack on defense. So now we have the football back. First down and 10 here from the 41. We're going for a deep ball, and it's caught by Sheffield, and Sheffield is going to go into the end zone. Quick play strike, and a breakout star for us on offense has made 2 huge catches. Wow, his second grab of the day, second touchdown of the game. And UConn has scored 24 unanswered to take the lead here in the second quarter. Love that on that play right there. Go for the deep shot. Go for it all on that play right there on first down. And we get the completion. What a throw right there. Great pass by Evers. Just perfect location. Only where Sheffield could get it. And, trying to work here against this defender. And, this defender has gotten beat a couple of times. He's had interference called against him. And this time he gets beat out by Sheffield here. And he's got that breakaway speed, man. And, again, Evers, perfect location on that football. So we're going to take this to halftime. And we're going to take a lead going into halftime. With how this game started, this is pretty crazy for us to have a lead right now going into this half. We had 3 catches and 83 yards, 2 touchdowns for TJ Sheffield. He's had a couple of 100-plus yard receiving games already this season. He's looking for his 3rd one of the year, and he has just been a breakout superstar for us on offense. There's a run up the middle, and we haven't leaned on the running game a lot in this game, and not nearly as much as we did against Buffalo, but we've been able to run the ball pretty well overall, and Edwards has had a pretty decent game, but now it's a 3rd down and 13, or 2nd and 13, and that ball is going to fall incomplete, so now it's a 3rd down and 13. So 3rd down and really long here, and it looks like we're just going to try for the screen play, but that guy does not get blocked, and we're taken down behind the line, so Temple is going to force a 3-and-out. But their offense doesn't do anything with the football, so we get the ball back. Trying to run it here with Victor Rosa. There's just nowhere to go on this play. We're going to be pushed all the way back, and we start this drive at the 9-yard line. Now we're back to the 6. 2nd down and 13, and it looks like the play here for us on this possession is just to try and run the ball, get out of the shadow of our own end zone, but Latrell Jean comes in there with a tackle behind the line, and now we're all the way down to the 3, and Edwards, oh man, maybe a toss play wasn't the best decision there on that play, but we get pushed all the way back. We just lost 7 yards right there on that possession. That was almost a safety. Temple does, in fact, score off of that, though, and we run up the ball. We run it up with Edwards again. 2nd down and 2 here. Play action, but no chance. And guess what? In the backfield again is Trey Thomas. This guy is an issue for us. That is his 2nd forced fumble of the game. And this time, he picks it up himself. So 2nd turnover for us. And that one's huge because Temple just got a field goal off of their very short field. And now they have a ridiculously short field. Now they're at the 22-yard line. Our defense is going to have to come right back out. But we get a sack by Julian Stafford immediately. And, wow, somehow our defense doesn't give up a touchdown on that possession. That's an absolute huge stand for our defense. And we still have a lead. Slow as it can get. But we do have a lead right now. There's a toss play here on a speed option. And that one gets us 6 yards on that one there. Edwards now over 60 yards on the ground. 2nd down and 4. And we're going to go right back to the ground again. And this time, that's a good run here by Victor Rosa. He's got a 1st down. As we move the chains. Trying to run the football more here in this second half. As Victor Rosa's up the middle. We're trying to drain clock right now. And, we didn't really run the ball in the first half because we were trailing the whole time. So we're trying to lean on the run. We've ran the ball almost every play in this possession. And so far, it's working. We get another chunk play, about 4 or 5 there on the ground on that one. So now it's a 3rd down and 5. 3rd and manageable here at the 48. We're going to try to go the outside. That's caught. Good catch by Josiah Gatherings. He's got a catch out there. And a new set of downs as we are inside of the 30-yard line of Temple here. This is a monster drive for us as we're going to go over the middle. It's caught and into the end zone. It is Josiah Gatherings on the in route, and a perfectly placed ball by Nick Evers, who's got his 3rd touchdown of this game. And UConn goes back up by, well, they're up by 7 right now after that strike. Josiah Gatherings' first TD of the year, and he's got just some room right there. And again, a perfectly placed football right there by Evers. That one, I mean, a great throw with, you know, the other coverage going. I mean, it looked like there's a lot of defenders in that area, but he really threw it right in between all of them. And, I mean, Gatherings did the rest. But our defense does allow Temple to go all the way down the field and get back in the end zone again. They try to go for 2. They don't get it. And it's right back to, you know, a super close game here. Only a 2-point lead in this one. And this possession doesn't really go our way as we have to put the football away. So now 7 minutes, 13 seconds left in this game and counting here on a 3rd down and 8. That's a huge catch by Victor Rosa over the middle. That is a monster completion right there for us. As the goal of this drive is to get, you know, 3 or 4 first downs and drain this clock as far as we can go with it. And there's a toss play. That's Sheffield making another huge catch. Man, he's only got 4 catches today, but all of his catches have been monster grabs. I mean, he has been making some excellent plays in this game. And he's got over 100 yards for the 3rd game this season. His 3rd 100-yard or over 100-yard receiving game, and his 3rd one in the last 4 weeks for him. Just emerging as our star wide receiver right now. And I don't know where he is nationally in terms of receiving yards, but he's probably getting pretty up there. That's a good play here on a screen pass. Man, that screen pass worked really well right there as Victor Rosa just takes it all the way down inside of the 20-yard line here. Play action on 1st down. Evers is scrambling, and Evers is going to just throw the football away. But there's a flag out there on the field, and it's actually going to be against us. It's an ineligible receiver downfield. Apparently, Sen was not supposed to be out there and running routes, and so now it's a 3rd down and super long here. 3rd down and 15, and at this point, you know, only 3 minutes left. We don't want to force anything. We don't want to force a turnover or anything, so we're just going to run the football and run the clock down as much as we possibly can here as we're going to kick this field goal, make it a 2, or make it at least not, we're not going to lose by a field goal here, and we do get that field goal. It's going to go up and in. So that was a good drive for us, actually. We got the ball with 7 minutes left, and we took it down the field, and we ended up getting points out of that. But now we're watching here because I'm not playing this game. I can't play it here as a defensive coordinator, or offensive coordinator, I mean. But we are watching the defense right now. 2-minute drill for Temple here. Down by 5 in this game. They need a touchdown in order to take the lead, and that's a 1st down for them now. Under 2 minutes to go. Dropping back to pass. Looking, and that ball is caught. No, it's dropped, actually. A good play by the defender. Knocks that ball away upon the try for the catch. Now it's a 3rd down and 10. And going short, and again, another hit by our defense there. Excuse me. Our defense knocking the ball away. And so now it's a 4th down. This is the football game right here. This is a monster play for us. And going long, and it's intercepted! Picked off by our defense right there. And that's a huge play. Basically, game sealing. I mean, Temple has all 3 timeouts. We got to get a 1st down, and we get the ball back here. But Durante Jones, the 2nd, I believe that's his 2nd interception of the season. He has a huge play right there. And now we get the football with a chance to steal the game. And we're running up the middle here. It's a toss play, actually, to the outside for Edwards. And he's got a 1st down. That is huge. Now Temple is out of timeouts, it looks like. And we're going to go up the middle here. This is a good run, as it's a 3rd down and 3. And one more 1st down basically seals the deal for us here. 3rd down and 3, up the middle, and a stop. He's actually going to be short on this one. But, you know, there's only like 4 seconds left in terms of play clock to game clock. And so we run the clock all the way down as much as we can. We're going to call one of our 3 timeouts here. Only 7 seconds left. We're going to bring out Chris Freeman to kick this field goal. And we do get that field goal up and good. So now it's an 8-point game, but there's only 3 seconds left in this game. So we're going to go and kick this one away. It looks like it's going to be a slip kick here, a short one. And taken away and taken down with 1 second left. So there is going to be one more play, it looks like, for Temple. An absolute miracle would have to happen right here for the Temple Owls to stay in this and make a huge play. It's going to be Hail Mary from the 36-yard line. And he corks it, unleashes it way downfield. And the ball batted around. And it is going to fall incomplete. This game is over, and UConn holds on to win here, 37-29, and improved to 5-1 on the season. Good football game here. Play of the game going to Nick Evers, and it's kind of understandable. This was honestly Nick Evers' best game that we've seen from him all season long. 3 touchdowns, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but no interceptions. We didn't have 2 fumble recoveries, or we did have 2 fumbles in this game, so still have not played a game yet in this game where there's been a 0 on that turnover margin, but no interceptions. The first time this season in either one of my franchises that I've had a quarterback throw for more than 2 touchdowns in a game and throw no interceptions in a game. So those are both pretty cool milestones for me, I think. And yeah, it shows that I'm getting better at this game, guys. I am improving at least a little bit here. But, you know, total offense was pretty good for us in this one. We had almost 400 total yards, or yards of total offense in this game. Temple was pretty close for the most part for us in a lot of these offensive categories. I mean, they had 121 rushing yards. We had 99 yards rushing. They had over 200 yards passing. We had 291. But, I mean, our 3rd down defense has been really, really good this season. I mean, only 2 or 3 3rd down conversions for Buffalo. And Temple only converted 2 3rd downs in this entire game. They were 2 of 12 on 3rd downs. We were 11 of 19. We were over 50% in that category. That is awesome. 2 of 2, only 80% in the red zone, and I'm trying to remember what was a red zone drive that we didn't even actually score on. I'm not actually sure, but either way, Temple had 2 turnovers, so we didn't lose the turnover battle in this one, but we did fumble it twice. No interceptions though. That's a big 0 right there. And Nick Evers, this is, I would assume, his best game of the season. I don't remember him having a passer rating as good as that. Almost 180 passer rating. And 71% completion. 23 of 32. And 3 touchdowns to no picks. But that, that interception stat is the most important one that I think that I want to be focusing on right there, is the 0 touchdowns. That is impressive, and that's why I went over to it and highlighted it. And Forrest Brock, I mean, he was the starter the entire game, so they didn't actually even go to the other quarterback. And, for him, 13 of 27, only 202 passing yards, only a 48% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions for him on the day. And I'm surprised they didn't use their other quarterback at all in this game. It looks like they had split time between both of them pretty evenly this year. Cam Edwards, I mean, we had a good day rushing the football. A lot of sacks. I mean, Nick Evers had negative 47 yards rushing because he got sacked like 5 times or something. And he fumbled it 3 times in this game as well. But Cam Edwards had 24 carries for 93 yards. Victor Rosa had 14 carries for 53 yards. So running the football was pretty good for us. And running the football was good for them, actually. Jokaz Smith had 149 yards rushing. 6.7 average yards for him, so he ran the ball very effectively. And then you look at our offense, And again, the football pretty spread out actually today in this one. He had Victor Rosa, 6 catches for 55 yards. Buckham had 5 catches pretty early on in the game, and then didn't really do much in the second half, but 5 for 55. Josiah Gatherings had 4 catches, 61 yards, and a big score, his first touchdown of the year. And then TJ Sheffield, again, his third 100-plus receiving yard game of this season, and 106 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. I mean, he is our best wide receiver right now for a reason. He came to play today. And then you look at receiving for them. They got Joker Smith, who had 4 catches, 1 touchdown, only 20 yards. John Adams only had 1 catch, but it was a big one. It was a touchdown reception. And then Wright also had 1 catch, and it was a touchdown catch as well. It looked like Adams might have actually got hurt later on in this game, maybe at some point. But he only had 1 catch. And then you go to our defense. And our defense played pretty well. I think there was a couple of points in the beginning of the game. They kind of struggled a little bit. But overall, in the second half, they picked it up and they played pretty well. And they had a lot of sacks in this game. They had, it looks like, 6 total sacks in this one. And Julian Simone had 3 of them. Langston Hardy had a sack. Jelani Stafford had a sack as well. Cross and Yates had half of a sack. And, you know, I like our defense. I mean, I think our defense has been definitely helping us out so far this season. We turned the ball over quite a bit this year. Zachary Spears and Durante Jones got the turnovers for us. You know, our team overall has not been winning the turnover battle very much in any of these games. I think we're the worst in the country in terms of turnover differential right now. Trey Thomas has 3 sacks in this one and had 2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. He had a monster game. But our defense has been able to come up with clutch stops when they need them to. I mean, they just haven't allowed these teams to score off of those turnovers very much. And, you know, I mean, even if they've had kind of rough starts, they had a rough start in this game against Temple here. And they had a rough start against Arizona. But overall, I mean, after the first kind of couple of quarters or so, once they kind of settle in, our defense has actually been pretty well and has been effective. And, you know, good defense can certainly lead to good offense. That's what you kind of hope happens there with your defensive performances. And our defense has been super rock solid for us. And Chris Freeman has been super rock solid for us in this game. Still only missed 3 kicks this season, and he made every single field goal that he tried today in this episode. That is a first as well for us. As you look at the score summary, I mean, we were down 17-0 already, like 10 minutes into this game, or less than that actually, only like 8 minutes into this game. And then we scored 17 unanswered, 1 touchdown at the end of the first quarter, and then 17-0 shut him out in the second quarter. That second quarter was a big reason, probably the reason that we won this game. He had a 1-yard run from Evers, a 59-yard touchdown to Sheffield. And then Temple got a couple of field goals, but we got it back in the end zone again. Temple did score another touchdown, and then we kicked a couple of field goals there at the very end to seal the game. So that's going to be the end of this game here, and the end of the games in this episode, and we're getting to the end of this episode in total. Just some news from around the league and some recruiting updates to inform you of there. Julian Simone gets Defensive Player of the Week, and TJ Sheffield gets FBS Independent Offensive Player of the Week for his performance. That's like the second or third time that he has gotten that. And so now we're 5-1. We are in a bye week currently right now. At this point in the season here on week 7. And man, 5-1. I did not expect this team to be 5-1 right now. I thought that we were going to have a lot steeper climb to make this season, and I did not expect our offense to be as good as it is right now. I mean, our offense, again, the turnovers, that's definitely the biggest thing that we need to clean up. This week for games is insane. While Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, USC, Texas, Oklahoma, Bedlam there, and Ole Miss and LSU, all 4 of those games are massive games with massive implications on the college football bracket. But yeah, I mean, wow, Notre Dame is 2-3 this year, but 5-1 is better than I expected us to be. I mean, this team right now is kind of clicking on all cylinders, and we're going to be taking on a couple of tough teams in the next couple of weeks. We have Wake Forest, San Diego State, then the next episode, and then next episode after that will be James Madison, UAB, and then Syracuse and UMass. Syracuse right now 4-1. So we have 3 more. We'll have 3 more regular season episodes for you. Again, UConn is not in a conference, so we will not be playing a conference championship game or anything this season. So we're right now we're all scheduled for a bowl game appearance. I mean, barring a absolutely disastrous end of the year where we just can't win again, we're going to be in a bowl game this season. And so we'll play 3 more regular season episodes, and then we'll have our bowl game. I might show you the national championship and just some of the playoff games as well. I mean, that might be something I do just to get you guys kind of updated on what's going on in the league. That might be something that we just watch those games and I kind of show you highlights from them. But we'll see when we get to that point. But yeah, week 7 of the season here. It's been going by quickly. And 5-1, another good, successful episode for us. 2-0 in this episode. And the next episode on this channel will be the show 23. We'll come up with that here this upcoming week. And then a couple of episodes. I'll have FIU. I'll be putting out a couple of FIU episodes in a row here. And I don't know, this UConn thing, I mean, obviously I'm going to be recording. But maybe a little bit of a longer break in between episodes of this franchise. But we'll see. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I will see all of you guys next time. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend right now. And I will see you in the next one. God bless.